The police getting charged for Breonna Taylor, the four policemen that were involved. They were charged for the murder of Breonna Taylor, and that's a great step in the right direction. What happened to Breonna Taylor shouldn't have happened. It definitely was reckless on their part. I believe the full story was that she had a boyfriend over or something that shot back at the police when the police shot at them. Either way, the whole thing was botched. I do believe we got to start holding these police accountable for things that they do. Now it's going to be very difficult with the police unions out there, but it would feel a lot better if police would police themselves. If bad cops and good cops were separate, and the good cops would call out the bad cops and get them out the police force, because this Breonna Taylor situation, right? Eric Garner, all these guys that passed away from police brutality, their stories are all very similar. And the thing is, I don't think all cops are bad. It's just that the good cops refuse to turn on the bad ones. Okay, a lot of times when these situations happen, there are triggers. I mean, well, I guess the best way to say, there are things that the cops do beforehand that show that they're a loose cannon and are capable of committing these heinous acts. A lot of times, this isn't their first time doing some crazy ish to a citizen of the United States. So I would say the Breonna Taylor murderers getting charged is a great step in the right direction. They could have went about that a lot differently. And I just want to say though, man, I think this is going to keep happening until we fix the system. I believe with change, it's going to come a lot of growing pains. We're going to have to understand that, maybe just having cops coming straight, essentially out of high school, no education, maybe we need to have more therapists on the front lines of the police forces. Every call, maybe it shouldn't be somebody with a badge and a gun. If let's say a kid is having a mental breakdown, maybe we need to start having a therapist on call at every police department. Things like that. Maybe we need to have alternatives. Maybe, when they said defund the police, I think that was a little harsh, but maybe we need to help the police. Bring in people who can handle situations that aren't as aggressive. Because these cops do a hard job, and a lot of them, for the most part, don't have any military experience. This is their first time, this is their first rodeo with violence in their lives. And a lot of them, let's just keep it real, are not used to being around African American people, but they're policing African American neighborhoods. So what could we do to get more African American policemen in our neighborhoods? Maybe we need to have more of the people that are in neighborhoods to be policemen of those neighborhoods, have it more localized, I would say. Because a lot of times if you see the police, they'll be flipping out on a guy who the whole neighborhood knows him. Maybe we need to have more policemen that know people by name, by face, just little things we could change to help the system. But all in all, man, this is a great victory. I'm glad, I'm happy that this happened for Breonna Taylor's family. I'm happy they could get some type of closure in this situation. Until we start really hitting their pocketbooks. I mean, I'm just being honest. When a cop does something bad and gets sued, and the police department gets sued, that money comes from us. Until we start actually taking money from their pensions, taking money from the cops personally, I don't see much happening. But we can have hope. I mean, that's all we can do, man. But yeah, congrats to Breonna Taylor and all y'all, man. Stay tuned, man. If you agree with me that the Breonna Taylor killing was over the top, and guys, listen, if me, I'm very unbiased. If it was anything that I felt that justified the cops in this situation, I would say it. But when you come in like Rambo, all right, and a woman is lying dead, it's not a good look. And I think that's why they got charged.